What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So this video is a little bit different than normal in the fact that I'm starting the video aftermath before the video. You see, when you have an idea, you think it's going to turn out good or great. Well, it don't always go that way. You see, the premise for this video was you were going to get to meet my brother Steve Wood, and we were going to get in Casper and drive Casper 6.5 hours to meet up with Uncle Tony of Uncle Tony's Garage so that we could drag race Project BottleRocket at Buffalo Valley Dragway. My buddy John Wilburn, the guy who actually introduced me to Uncle Tony of Uncle Tony's Garage, he was coming down here so that he could follow us up there. It was going to be the most perfect video scenario. We were going to drive this thing 6.5 hours, go do business, and then drive back home. Watch the video and you can see that things turned horribly wrong, but it's how we handled those things after the fact, and knowing that you have friends that'll do anything to help you out, that means the world. So check it out and see what you think. You get ready to see something that's really cool. I mean, it's going to be unprecedented when it's said and done. Why do you say that? Well, we're headed to the track. Got my brother with me, and I got a guest, John Wilburn, right there. Check him out. We're going to hit the road in Casper and head to the track and see who we run into along the way.
So we're here in Asheville, just kind of stopping and stretching our legs a little bit. Over here by the Biltmore McDonald's, we passed it up, but everything's going smooth so far. Climbed the mountain with no problem.
Kind of wanted to see what kind of gas mileage we was getting with Casper. We've driven right at 100 miles. You see how much fuel it took to get here. And after you do the math, let's see here what it comes up to. We're getting 12.5 miles to the gallon, which is down from what it normally gets, but we're carrying about an extra 1,000 pounds worth of stuff in the truck, and we're on the highway. This thing's turning right at around 3,800 RPMs to 4,000 at 70 miles an hour. So it's talking to you pretty good going down the road. So in my opinion, getting 12.5 miles a gallon, you know, at those kind of RPMs is pretty awesome. So got John here. What do you think, buddy?
I think that's great. You just lumped your brother in with stuff, though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I done introduced him. What you think, Johnny?
Hey, we just having a good time, man. We out here at the gas station hanging out with people with light Fords, and they're curious, man. They want to see what's going on. So
Truck draws a crowd everywhere it goes.
Oh yeah. So one of the things that I've always been interested in is trying to figure out little ways to get an advantage on the competition, whether it be at the track or trying to squeak out an extra half a mile per gallon of fuel. So I know for a fact that the cool can that's on Casper right here is worth about 1/10 of a second at the track. I have seen that time and time again. The one thing that I want to test is to see what it's worth as far as fuel mileage. I've never seen anyone do it. I want to see if having colder fuel will play a part in getting better fuel economy. So the plan is to stop about every 100 miles on the trip for gas, and then we'll check the mileage then and see what we come up with. So right now, like I said, we're in Asheville. We're getting ready to hit the road again. Catch you later.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
No, not good.
Well, we're right over here on the other side of the Tennessee border.
Yeah, we just passed the line.
Just passed the line, so we'll see what happens here in a minute. Started smoking and cutting out a little bit. Let's see what Andy can do with it. I don't know what's going on.
It's hurt.
Yeah,
It's hurt.
I'm not a mechanic guy, so we'll see what happens here.
What? You got a hole?
You had a bath down here.
What you got?
On the back side of your cross member, you got a lot of oil.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Dude, as much sound as we had, it was like it put a hole in the block.
Check it out from here.
What's going on in there?
Well, back of the K-frame is called the cover door. So that's not good at all.
Not good at all.
Yeah, they're going to fix it.
Well, this was Casper's last run, so
One of my favorite sayings of all time is sometimes you're the bug and sometimes you're the windshield. So we just crossed into Tennessee and the unbelievable happened. Casper backfired, started making this god-awful noise. We made it over to the side of the road. Come to find out, number 7 is dead. The cylinder has 0 compression. After looking at it further, we found out that the roll pin and the distributor had come out or had stripped, and we had lash in between those valves. The lash caps had come off. So then we started trying to dig and figure out what happened, and then let's check this out. This is good stuff here. You can see it, but that nice little hole in the oil pan right there. I mean, it is not good. So what are you to do when you're in the middle of nowhere and you got a hole in your oil pan, do you call AAA? No. We get out the duct tape. We're gonna put some duct tape on it, put some gauze on it. Look at this right here. John to the rescue. Combat dressing. Probably not meant for this, but that's what we're going to use. But we're going to try to get this thing off the side of the road and see what happens. Yeah, fun. Well, there's nothing like sitting on the side of I-40 on a summer day. Got your buddies here, John, there's Steve. So, our good idea of patching up the oil pan, we made it about 100 yards from where wouldn't you say that's about right? About 100 yards. So you got to give us an A for effort. We tried. So now got my good buddy Micah. He's coming to bring the trailer and truck so we can get this junk loaded up and headed back home.
Who's Micah work for?
Oh yeah, Gaston Automotive Services. So if you ever need any automotive work, you need to check him out because, yeah, he's a true friend. Yeah, when you can call somebody on the weekend and they'll come and help you out like this, yeah, that's a good friend.
We were willing to get this thing in on 7 cylinders for you guys.
Yeah, we tried our very best to just nurse it back home on 7 cylinders, but the connecting rod said otherwise because it locked down completely. Game over. So, yeah, that's what we're doing.
We'll catch you later, though. Tony, we'll catch you another
Hey,
time, man.
if it wasn't for that connecting rod, we would outrun you.
Hey, if any of you guys want a Casper souvenir, right on the North Carolina-Tennessee line on I-40, there's a piece of connecting rod.
Yeah, there is a piece of Casper laying on this interstate, and it can be yours. Just come out here and get it.
I guarantee you it's the only scat I-beam rod on I-40.
That's exactly right. So let me ask you a question. Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, the Calvary's here. Woo! Y'all made it. Well, have you come up with an idea yet?
It's pretty sketchy.
Oh, yeah, this is beyond sketchy. This is Death Trap Island. Well, as you can see, it's on the trailer after a lot of sweat. You tired? Man, these gnats all around. All right. Get the keys, get this bottle. Yeah, might. You know, most people at this point would consider this trip a failure, but I don't. I got to spend time with my brother and people that I really care about. So that makes it a total success.